Today, I was thinking we could talk a little bit about value. What is value after all? In anything we do, we want it to be valuable, right? It goes all the way back to when we were young. We drew a painting or we made a drawing. And in the drawing, we made a cat. So we run happily to our dad or our mom or our grandma or whoever it is that raised you. And you're like, hey, look at my cat. Why do we do that? Well, because we want the person to go, yeah, good job, Anthony. This is a great cat. So now your drawing has value, more value, because it has value because you made it. But then, if other people say that it's good, its value raises. And what happens when the value of your drawing raises? Your happiness raises. You're happier at that moment. You're happier and proud of yourself. So it starts from something that simple back then and goes all the way to now. Why do we do anything? Why do we buy things? Why do we go out with our friends? Why do we try to increase the value of everything in our life? We want our friendship to value more to our friends because that way you're more important. You have more value as a friend, so you feel better. You feel better because if your friend has a problem and calls you, you're thinking, hey, he called me, not someone else. So I guess I am more valuable to him. So once you realize that, it kind of changes the way you think and the way you perceive everything. Because it stops being about the thing, the specific thing, and it all culminates into value. So it's really cool because think about it as like physics, like space, like heat, energy, all these different things are counted with specific, what do you call them? Like energy is newtons, heat is Celsius or whatever. They have different mediums, different values. But now, with this realization, you can essentially make everything one value, the value. So now suddenly, everything is comparable. Because before, you couldn't compare like a Newton. So you couldn't compare like a Newton to Celsius. You can't say that 3 degrees Celsius is more than 1 Newton. Like, it doesn't make sense. Why am I saying this? Well, I'm saying this because now, in your life, whenever you do anything, it should always come down to this simple question: does my value increase if I do this? So it no longer becomes complicated like, oh, I will do this and I'll make $100 and but I will lose 1 hour and then that hour could be with friends which would give me like what 10 social score or whatever. If you simplify everything, it works way better for you. So now next time you see a food, sweet, anything, a drink, you're like, does this increase my value or does it decrease it? Does my eating this cake increase my value? And you're like, well, no. So why do I eat the cake? Let's just not eat the cake. Now, you can play with this. Does eating just a bite of the cake increase my value? Well, now, yes. Yes, it does actually. Because you want to eat the whole cake, but you exercise restraint, so you can eat a bite and then keep walking and forget about the cake. This increases your value. So everything can be manipulated into increasing your value without having to sacrifice it entirely. So when you wake up and you're in your bed and you're like, I would like to stay here for like another hour, think about the same thing. Does my staying on the bed increase my value? Well, no. No, it doesn't. So stand up. Stand the fuck up. There's no reason for you to be on the damn bed. You sit at your computer. You're about to start playing a game. And you're like, does this game improve my value? Well, the answer can differ. It's not always yes or no. But, and I'm not saying this as an authority or anything, it really is up to you. But the end product of that question should always be yes, it increases my value, or no, it does not increase my value. And then what you should do is, if it increases your value, do it. And if it doesn't increase your value, don't do it. Now, why am I saying all this? I'm saying it because I've personally spent so much time doing stuff for no reason. Stuff that is just pointless, does not increase your value. Most of the time, it decreases your value. Maybe it just doesn't do anything, it's completely irrelevant. But when I started thinking in this way, all of a sudden, everything in my life improved. Because now, it's not a question of do I want to go to the gym or not? Because that's an irrelevant question. The question is, if I go to the gym, will my value increase? Well, yes, I'll be healthier and stronger. Then there is no question anymore. Go to the gym. When I'm about to eat, I'm like, do I want to eat McDonald's? Irrelevant question again. Does eating McDonald's increase my value? No. I'm just putting junk in myself, which is bad. It decreases my value. It decreases my health. So I just don't eat McDonald's. Now, of course, you can eat like once a month or whatever. But the point is, if 90%, 95%, or even 90% of the things you do are the result of you thinking right before you do them, does it increase my value? You'll be amazed at how much your life will improve. Now, I don't want you to panic because you can't stop doing things that decrease your value. You just can't. You have an innate drive to do things that harm you. Sometimes. Some people don't, but most people do. You want to drink, you want to get wasted, you want to eat candy, you want to stay up late binge watching a series. You want to do those things, and that's fine. Everyone has a vice. And I don't expect you to listen to my video and then be like, okay, from tomorrow, I'll only do right things. No. But the more you try to, and the less things you do that decrease your value, the better your life is going to be overall. So if you take one thing from this video, is this. Ask this question before you do anything. And if the question is yes, it increases my value, do it. If it's no, try and not do it. Or say that I will do one thing that decreases my value today and 3 things that increases my value. That way, your net gain is an increased value. Now compound this over many years, and the younger you are, the more valuable you'll be after those years. Like if you're 20 now, listening to this video, holy hell, bro. Or sis, but probably bro. You have like 10 years. If you do this for 10 years in your 30s, you'll be the most valuable person around you. Like there's no question about it. Because most people are unaware, they just do stuff. So if you just do this simple thing, more value increasing things than value decreasing things, and as long as your net gain is value increasing, that's it. You win. It's that simple. And this can be applied to anything. It can be applied to your financials. It can be applied to your romantic life, your social life, anything. And it's really powerful. So, that's all I have for today. Thanks for listening.